And we're gonna actually face the feet that way. And when you lay on your back, hopefully you've got something comfortable to lay on. I've doubled our mats because we have a hardwood floor. Also, keep in mind our dogs are locked up, so they might be barking or something during this. We shall see. Okay, so as you get comfortable, I would say put yourself in a position either in Shavasana, or you can do a Supta Baddha Konasana with your feet together, your knees wide. But let's use this as a moment to really just find the floor. We're going to do some balancing today, so this is a good way of just finding it in a more full capacity horizontally. As you start to tune in, I'm going to read a little excerpt from a Pema Chodron quote that I really like, and I think it really works for the time right now. But if you want to zoom into something that is more intentional for yourself, like you've already got some idea of something that's really important to you that you want to sit with, do that. So she says, there is a teaching that says behind all hardening and tightening and rigidity of the heart, there's always fear. But if you touch fear, behind fear, there's a soft spot. And if you touch that soft spot, you find the vast blue sky. You find that which is ineffable, ungraspable, and unbiased. That which can support and awaken us at any time. So with that, let's just get comfortable for a few moments. Focus on your breathing. Maybe focus in on what that quote said, or again, anything that resonates with you. Let's find a big breath together. Exhale everything out. Take a breath in through your nose if it's possible. Hold it in. And then exhale out of the mouth. Let that breath melt you into the ground. Do it again. Inhale, breathe in. Hold it. See if you can take in a little bit more. And exhale everything out from there. Give yourself a little bit of movement through toes and fingers. And you might even just start to wiggle at the knees, even the head. If you want to make a face, scrunch it up, and then stick the tongue out. Blah. Just readying yourself to find a little bit more invigorating movement. We're going to take the hands to the knees if you're doing like me in this butterfly pose. We're going to bring both knees into the chest and just give yourself a good squeeze. And I like to rock around a little bit and kind of use the knees to get into the low back, the hip space. You don't have to necessarily squeeze too much, just enough to where it feels nice. Take a big breath into the belly. And then squeeze if you can a little bit more. Exhale. Let's keep the right leg in, or whatever leg you want, really. You're going to take the opposite leg long on the ground. We're going to cross that leg over the body. And then just do a very gentle twist to start. So you can look over the right shoulder or whatever shoulder is opposing the twist. Good. Bring it all the way back in. From here, we're going to do a half happy baby. So you're going to flex the toes, try to keep your knee bent towards you, but a little bit more to the right of your torso. Take that same arm as leg to the outer side of your foot, and you can use both arms if you can reach, or you can take that opposite arm to the hip. And you're going to pull the knee towards the floor. Kick up at the same time. Push through the ball of your foot, and try not to use your chest muscles so much. Relax your throat. Take a breath. Pull with your exhale. Good. Bring that leg down, shake it out. And let's do the other side. So bring the opposite leg in that you did before. Hug it at first. Just give yourself a nice squeeze at the hip. Move it around. We're going to cross the body and twist. Again, you can move the head across the shoulder or just keep it where it's comfortable. Breathe into your low belly. On your next breath, we'll come all the way back up. Squeeze it in. Go a little to the outside of your torso. Flex the foot up. Keep the knee bent. You're going to try to reach the outside of the foot. Think about the elbow and the knee pulling in the same direction. I like to think towards my armpit, but beyond it. Opposite hand can go to the foot, or you can even be reaching for the ankle, or take that hand to the thigh. It can help stabilize. Actively kick and pull at the same time. Last 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake that leg out. Bring it all the way down to a Shavasana. Toes flop in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. From there, we're going to bring both knees in again. We're going to do a little hip stretch. This might feel kind of crunchy at first because we haven't really done a lot of movement yet. We're going to take the feet together. We're going to take the hands over the feet. And then you're going to pull the feet towards you. Elbows go out. And your butt can lift. You're going to try to pull the butt back down. And then chin a little bit towards your throat, but don't lift your head off the ground. You may be a little bit more here also, which is totally fine. Notice if one side is definitely feeling it more than the other. You can move this one too. Good, big breath. On your exhale, we're going to go ahead and keep this. We're going to do a little core strengthening. Push your feet together. Lift your hands up to the ceiling. Now when you lift your hands up to the ceiling, you're going to have them straight above your shoulders. And try to keep your shins and your shoulders or your triceps connected. So pull everything off the ground. Then head off the ground. And you're going to scoop your belly. Try to keep your feet touching and push the ceiling away. Stay with it. You can always relax it if you need to, but try to lift everything from the floor. So the only thing that's really there is your mid-back and low ribs. 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze it in on 1. Relax for a second. From here, we're going to do some rock and rolls to get up to standing. So you're going to take your hands underneath the knee thighs and let your knees open and bend. Do this if you feel safe. If you don't, just roll to one side and get up on your own. But if it does feel good, you're not against something too hard, we're just going to slowly start to hitch kick the legs. Keep everything scooped into the front. And go back and forth. And you can do this a couple more times. Like I'm going to do it like 2 more times, but if you want to keep going, go for it. Make sure you're rounding. And then we're going to come to standing. So you can do it like Gavin and not use your hands. I had to use my hands. But that's totally fine too. And then we're going to come to the top of the mat and we're going to start to be upright. So choose a distance of your feet that works for you. Together, more traditional, a little softening behind the knees. You can also open it up to hips width distance, whatever works. We're going to do some sun salutations, just standard style, and then we're going to move into a little bit more stuff. So start by maybe closing the eyes, shifting the weight, right, being upright, right, we were very much so just horizontal, so being vertical can shift your perspective. Start to align with your breathing. If you're using the whispering breath, definitely start to bring it in because it's going to help you with this movement. And if you're not sure what that is, if you fog a mirror with your mouth open, it's that, but in and out of your nose with the mouth closed. Let's take a big breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, fog the mirror. Do it again. Inhale. And exhale, fog the mirror. Okay, let's move it. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. You can press or just reach. Exhale, fold all the way down. Soften your knees. We'll go slow through this first one. Take a moment to shift your weight, to feel folded. If you feel really high up in your fold, bend the knees more generously, and I would do about hips width distance instead. We're going to take our half lift. You're going to make sure you push into a point, floor, shins, or thighs. Lengthen about halfway out on an inhale, longest spine you can. Exhale, fold it down. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold it down. One more, inhale. And exhale, fold it down. Let's walk it back to plank pose. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do our modified chaturanga first. So we're gonna come forward. Let's all go to the knees first. Untuck the toes from there. And you're gonna try to lower halfway and then all the way down. Good, so your hands are gonna be a little bit farther behind you because that preps you more for up dog. But let's lift to cobra by moving the hands a tiny bit more forward. Chest up, and then chest down. Do it again. Inhale, lift your chest. You can push more too. And exhale, lower. Go for it. Inhale, lift your chest. Long legs. And exhale, lower. Push up to your knees or plank. And then back to down dog. First one. I highly suggest moving this. I will continue to say it. I love movement. I think it helps you explore the body a little bit more. So definitely play with it. If you're not quite into the movement, you land. We're trying to equally distribute the weight between hands and feet. So if you feel really far forward in your hands, bend your knees a little bit more and then lift your butt up from there. Shake the head out. Don't worry about your heels being all the way down. I would say keep the heels kicking, but try to lift your toes more. Quads are lifted, belly's engaged, head is soft. Notice the shoulders here. Are you scrunching around and pushing your elbows out? Soften the elbows in, push from the ground. Big breath. And exhale. Good. Inhale, push the ground away, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to your hands. Find your forward fold. Hang heavy. Half lift, inhale. And exhale, hang even heavier. Inhale, stand up. Hands to the heart center, exhale. Let's ground. Okay, go again. Reach up. Inhale, stretch tall. And exhale, fold down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let's take it to plank. You can do knees down or inhale forward, traditional chaturanga, exhale. Up dog or cobra, inhale. And exhale, lift from the belly. Back to down dog, pause. Bend knees, lift hips, soft neck. If you're not sure if you're doing the shoulders properly, bend the elbows down and see if you can wrap the armpits and then push to a straighter position from there. Okay, let's get this rolling. You're gonna push the ground away, inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump. Take a half lift, inhale. Exhale, hang heavy. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale, arms up. Fill the movement up with your breath. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. We'll exhale to plank. Take an extra breath in, pull forward. Exhale, down. Back bend with the breath in. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step, or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hang heavy. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold down. I'm going to breathe it swifter this time. You're going to half lift, inhale. Try to go to plank and chaturanga, exhale, one breath. Back bend with the breath in. Back to down dog on your breath out. Pause here, take a moment. Right, so whenever we start to move a little faster that way, don't feel rushed, right? Absolutely, I mean, this is your practice at home, right? So you have all the freedom to do what feels good to you. And if anything, this is just a great way to establish that and know that you are capable of doing a home practice. So take care of yourself and, you know, tune us out if you're starting to just feel it and do your own thing. We're going to take a big breath in and then a big breath out. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or jump to the front. Let's do the feet together for this. We're going to do a half lift inhale. On your exhale, hang heavy, touch the floor behind your feet with your fingertips, and then inhale to a chair pose. As you get to the chair pose, I'm doing more traditional style with the arms together, feet together. You can also open it up with the arms and the feet. Just keep the knees and toes in line. Try to sit more back into the heels, and notice if you're starting to stick the butt out by arching your low back. Scoop the front, lift the arms. Good, take a breath in. On your exhale, you're going to dive as long over your legs as you can. Fold as long as you can, head heavy. Half lift inhale. On your exhale, Chaturanga Vinyasa. So you're going to lower halfway all the way. Inhale to your back bend. Back to down dog on your exhale. You can also start skipping those and moving right to down dog. From here, we're not going to lift the leg. As if the exhale had just happened, we're going to step your right foot through. Now, this is such a good view. It's so different than what I did yesterday. Notice shoulders and hands in line. You can totally step more narrow, but see how my knee starts to go away from my ankle? Try to get your heel in line with your knee, in line with your hip, and then that would also mean this back leg is hidden behind this left hand. This is going to make you more stable. Normally in a more traditional Sunbeam, this would be warrior one. You could totally do that with the back heel down, but I'm going to keep it accessible and do it as high lunge. If you were doing warrior one, that heel would have to go down when we start to flow this in one inhale and with the arms up. So you'll kind of feel that out in a moment. With this one, again, you can still do palms together, coming to a center point at the top and then drawing down. This back line, you can soften the knee and re-kick it. Try not to dump into this front hip, like rolling through it. Pull up in the low belly as much as you can and breathe. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to put the hands right where they were when we started and step it back to down dog. Other side, step the left foot through. Okay, back heel's lifted, hand and heel, arms up, high lunge. Something else you can really think about too with this, and I kind of talked about it yesterday if you were watching, try not to let the hips start to pull open in this. You're going to slide that left hip back, pull the front of the hips up, and then try to draw down through the heel without scrunching the toes. So you should hopefully have access to using the toes if you need to, but you're not relying on them. A little movement goes a long way. Take a big breath. Exhale, put the hands down. Now we're going to step right to plank and Chaturanga Vinyasa as an option. Back bend with the breath in. Back to down dog on your exhale. Just hold that for a few breaths. So think of this as allowing the breath to churn, to lengthen, right? We want, not necessarily because it's one breath per gesture to make the movement faster. It can actually go a lot slower if you're breathing it slower. Take an inhale, spread through the back. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to your hands. Good, take a half lift. Exhale, tap the hands back. Inhale to chair. Exhale, fold out of it. Take a half lift inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga, plank, or down dog. Back bend if you're taking the flow. Back to down dog. Exhale, full breath out, step your right foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. It's a lot of movement in one exhale. Hand down, foot back, down dog. Step the left foot forward with that exhale. Inhale up. And exhale, hands down. Step it back. Take as many breaths as you want. Chaturanga Vinyasa. Pause there. So doing it this way is faster feeling because you're doing more movements per breath out. I would suggest just keep breathing as many times as you want. If you want to move with us, or super slow it down. We're going to switch the side we push forward first the next time we do this. So we'll step the left foot forward when we get to down dog. So start with the breath in and exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step, or jump to your hands. Take a half lift. Tap the hands back, exhale. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold it down. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Chaturanga. Back bend with the breath in. Back to down dog with the breath out. Breath out, steps your left foot forward. High lunge, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Down dog and right foot forward. High lunge, arms up. And exhale. Back to plank, chaturanga, or again, go directly to down dog. Pausing for a few breaths. You can really feel it building up the heat. We're going to do one more cycle of this with the right stepping foot forward first, and then the left stepping forward first. And then we're going to move on. Let's find a breath again. Exhale everything out. Take a big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to your hands. Half lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap the hands back. Inhale, chair pose. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, fold it down. Halfway lift. Exhale, move through the flow, or meet us in down dog. When you get to this exhale, elongate it. Step the right leg foot through. High lunge, arms up. This exhale, elongate it. Hands down. Back to down dog. Left foot through. Arms up with an inhale. And exhale, hands down. Flow it. Back to down dog. You got one more of these. Keep a bend in the knees. Lift through the butt. Drop through the head. Shake it. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Inhale. Push the ground away. Exhale. Walk, step, or jump to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, tap back. Inhale to chair. And exhale, fold it down. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, Chaturanga Vinyasa. Back bend with the breath in. Exhale, take it to down dog. Elongate your exhale for the step through. Left leg. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, longer. Step it back to down dog. Step the right foot through. High lunge, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Chaturanga or right to down dog. Okay. Head heavy. If you're feeling it on your arms, take the elbows down, do dolphin. Keep a bend in the knee and keep lifting the seat. Relax your neck. Exhale everything out. Take a breath in, try to smooth the edges. And then exhale again. If you made it to dolphin, let's work back to your down dog. We're going to add on to this layer a little bit. So bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to your hands. Let's do the feet together if you've been modifying. We're going to take it half lift. Tap back again, exhale. Take it to chair. Bring your arms up on the inhale. And then down to the heart center on your exhale. We're going to take a big breath to prepare. We're going to twist to the right. Exhale. Push the palms together. Now, Again, this is a kind of interesting view. Some of us might sway the hips a lot. Some of us might kind of sink into this bottom arm. Lift out of the shoulder by pushing the palms together. If folding this much is too much, lift higher. And this is good one if you're pregnant. Giving the hand to the thigh and then just letting the chest open and not twisting as much from the middle. For those of you that want a little bit more, go down lower, place the hand down, lift your right arm up, and then eventually you can bind this as an option. We are going to hold this for the other side, so stick with it. Take a breath to prepare. Inhale. Exhale to the center. Push your palms, squeeze your knees, switch sides. Keep breathing. Again, just a few options. This side might not feel good. Lift a little higher out of it. Take the arm up to the ceiling. Take the arm to the low back. Elbow to knee, hand to hand. Those connection points should be established in communication. So don't bully one side. Really try to create the communication, the balance there. Shift the weight into the heels. Lift out of the low back and lengthen the chest. Spin around the spine. Take a breath. And exhale, fold out of it. Shake it out. Nice, you guys. Take a half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands back. Move through an optional chaturanga vinyasa, or if you're over it, go to down dog. We'll meet there. Step your right foot through. High lunge, arms up. Press to a center point. Draw the hands down. So again, this is kind of more for me, hips width. You could go more narrow. I think it's a little bit more challenging that way. We're going to take the twist. Elbow to knee, or hand to knee if you need to. If you're going armpit, so you just follow the line of the arm, take your hand and go all the way across. And you want to make sure you're not bullying your thigh. Push back into the arm. Lift out of the thigh. You can also drop this back knee. If you did a lot of already exercising or something today, like you're already feeling the legs, take it a little bit in a more balanced way. Give yourself more ground. Take another breath. Exhale, hands down. Step it to down dog. Step the left leg forward. Inhale, high lunge, other side. Hands to the heart. You can prepare again with a breath. Exhale to twist. Again, try not to sit into the shoulder. Push higher. So you're only folding more if you're crossing lower or up higher into the torso to get more leverage. And again, you can drop that back knee down. You can even come up higher and twist this way. This is a really nice stretch. Feels good. Are you gripping the toes in the front? Can you lift the toes and kick through the back leg wherever it is? Last breath. Exhale, hands down, and again, you get the option. If you want to flow, you step it back, you go down. Maybe you flow, but you do less, you do cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, look forward. Walk, step or jump. Take a half lift. Exhale, chair pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart again. We're not going to repeat that. We're going to stretch it out. We're going to take the left leg, though, over the right thigh. Figure four. It's like one of my favorites. So in this one, this can happen. You want to try to keep your hips level. Palms to heart, you can fold. Often, this leg just kind of starts to get relaxed. You can kick through it a little bit more so that the floor was here as well as it's down there. Palms pressing, you push in, you pull open the chest. If you have variations you like to play with, I suggest going for it. Reaching for the ground, maybe you twist. Whoa. Toppling is an option, always. Not for Gavin though. Rock solid over there. If you want to cradle like I did yesterday, you can take one arm to the foot, one arm around the knee, and then you slowly stand up. You want to get this grip around. Doesn't mean you have to stand all the way. You might land here, but try to take a half lift inhale. Optional chaturanga vinyasa. On this next exhale, step your right foot through. Soften the back knee down. Okay, we're gonna stretch out this front line a little bit. Walk up to the top of your right leg. Again, I like hips width. Go more narrow, do your thing, but try not to let your knee not be in line with your heel. Push into the top of your thigh and lift your chest up. At this point, it's pretty active actually. We're not just kind of sinking down if that's available to you. Try to kick this front foot and slide it back. Back foot, top of it, if you can, push down. The front hips are pulled up, and then you're drawing forward. Take this left arm, go up, and then let's just take a side bend. Hopefully that feels good. This is going to help us prepare. We're going to do our bow next, and the next sequence forward. Man, got to stretch out the legs a little bit for that one. Going to bring this left hand down as an option if you want a little more. Look over the right shoulder. Bend your back heel up as long as your knee feels okay. And you're going to grab the foot. Pinky side edge for now. Notice if the front knee's starting to splay. It's not lizard yet. We need this leg to stabilize for us. And I have blocks here if you want to see. Putting a block underneath can give you a little bit more access to space. Going a little wider, just enough though, not too much. Okay, release that. Bring both hands down. Kick into the back leg. Flex the toes up. And I'm going to go a little bit more narrow for this one for me. This is half split. Great thing to do, 2 blocks. Lift up a little higher. If you're taking full split, you would kick through that front leg and go all the way down. Just options. It's always good to have options. Take another breath. On your exhale, slowly start to lift out of this wherever you are. We're simply going to step it back to down dog. And we're going to switch. Left leg through. Drop the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Start by coming upright. Swivel. Pull up in the front. Sink down from there. You can lift the toes up in front too, if that helps. I don't know, some people are commenting. I think somebody said something about us. We can't read, it's too far. But hello.
Someone knows your high pony.
Oh, maybe it's just me, it's my eyes. Oh my gosh. Okay, take that right arm up. Go over to the side. This side for me is so much tighter. Okay, you can stay with this, do what you need. I'm going to take my right hand down. I'm going to use a block on this side because I'm feeling a little tighter. Roll the chest open. Gently bend the knee if you want. Reach the arm back. Grab the foot. This is still really hard. It's a stretch, but it's still quite a bit of strength to support the stretch.
Feels good.
Go a little wider with your front foot. Especially if you not hug your knee in. One more breath. Oh man, okay, good. Let's release it. Come to a half split. Again, blocks. If you're doing the full split and you haven't yet, go for it. For me on this side, it's a little tighter, so I go slower into it. Last breath. Slowly come out. Now you can absolutely chaturanga again if you want to. I have a feeling Gavin's going to go for that. I am just going to go right back to down dog. What? You're not going to do it? No pressure. No pressure.
Unpredictable.
Okay, let's bend the knees, look forward. Once you're in down dog, you're going to come all the way back to the top of your mat. Soft legs, shake the head out. And then we're gonna roll up to standing. Whew. Okay, I think we're ready for bow. What about you? So you can do dancer's pose or you can do bow. They're a little different in the mechanics of it. If you're trying to make like a chalice-y back bend shape, that's gonna be dancer's pose. We're gonna do more of the hatha version of this. In which case you're gonna let the twist happen in the chest, you're gonna let the fold happen from the standing hip. Let's do with the left leg forward first, or back first. So again, I don't always straighten my legs back. I soften my knees, hug the legs together, and then I pull up through that line without letting my knees point right or left. And that's how I stand with the straight stand leg. Heel to butt cheek. Reach back with your hand open, grab the big toe side of the foot. So you should be able to have that open line of the elbow. From there, try not to let this hip pull forward. Swing it back and pull the front space up. Take your right arm up. And I am lifting my armpit up. I think it's going to help pull that whole side body with it without letting the hip go. Lift the back leg as high as you can get it without any low back pain. And start to pull forward. And again, you're going to have to recheck in. Is this hip starting to slide forward? Swing it, kick it, open the chest. So this line across the front whole side of that body should be very taut, but also open. And you just keep kicking until one day the leg is all the way up above the head to a standing split. And you can come and go out of this one, shake it out and come back in, because it takes some time to get the balance of it with all those mechanics. Let's switch sides. Shake out the standing leg. Okay, other side. Right elbow out. Heel to butt cheek. Squeeze the leg behind yourself to get that stretch in the front. You're going to take the left arm up. Lift through the whole left side. Try to pull back on that left hip. And then kick. And notice this top leg. Try not to go wide. Don't worry about how high it goes. Try to keep the hips level. Doesn't matter how high the leg goes if it's only crunching your low back. We want to distribute the back bend higher. And then we want to drop the heart when the fold is able to go. You reach, like the arms couldn't pull apart more. And hopefully you're still breathing. Hopefully. Keep kicking. Coming at you. Good. Let's let that one go. Whew. Okay. Let's just take a breath with the arms up. Inhale, stretch it up. And exhale, fold it down. Let that whole shit go. I'm gonna open the feet up. Let's do about a little wider than the hips. Fold the thigh to the chest by bending a lot, and then grab opposite hand, opposite elbow. And just sway it. We're about to get real stretching now, which should feel good. If you want a little shoulder stretch, hands behind the back, 10 fingers, pull over the head. Try Try to lift the toes and keep the knees a little bent. Good, release your arms. Let's take this to plank. Just briefly, I promise. We're gonna do the left leg forward first for half pigeon. So you're gonna bring your hands under your shoulders, bring your knee to the center, then your knee to the shoulder, or sorry, the elbow of the left side, then to the wrist. This side of the leg can come towards the hip. It can also move more forward. It does not have to go forward though, because you wanna make sure you can pull that right side down. Back knee down, untuck the toes, start to slide back. No knee pain, okay? If you're feeling knee pain, lay on your back and do figure 4 on your back. From there, you can also put a block underneath your butt if you want to. Or you fold. You can also take something and put it underneath your forehead for a little less head, chest work, arm work. You can keep this. I'm gonna move into a little bit more of this stretch. So if you want to, come up high enough to where you have support. I'm gonna try bending the back knee, and I'm not coming all the way up to do this because you can really jam your low back. Very gently bend the back knee without turning out the foot right or left. Try to keep it in line with your knee. And you start to slowly lift to the point where you can reach back for the foot. Now if you reach back for the foot, you can use your arm to help bend the knee towards you. I have to get a little higher. Try not to stick the butt out, scoop the front up just enough to support yourself. You might even just work towards flexing. I can't really see. Sorry, babe. So if you can see, this would be the grip normally you're gonna grab. You can grab towards eventually getting the elbow. Or flexing, I go underneath the foot and I very gently rotate around the shoulder joint to get this grip. And I keep my left hand down to support me, which you can't see. Eventually, 2 hands will come and you grab with both. I'm not quite there on this side though. If you're ready, release it. Do the things that feel good to you. You will switch to the other side when you're ready. So getting there, I'll just talk through it. Plank, I would suggest going there first. Knee to the center, knee to the elbow, then the wrist, and then you slide it back. This side might have knee pain and the other one didn't. Please take care of yourself. Don't force it. Go on the back, do figure 4. to push up and just do again a little bit of that stretch through the quad. Heel the butt cheek. Again, coming forward a little bit more at first, then working from there. Gently with the elbow. If you would like one more Vinyasa Chaturanga flow sequence, all power to you, go for it. We will meet in a down dog. So this will be the last down dog. And it's always nice to just kind of revisit it, because you've done a lot of arm work, you've done a lot of leg and hip work, stabilizing, stretching. So take a moment to see if it feels a little bit more equal through the feet and the hands. Relax and shrug the shoulders. Celebrate yourself and each other with a big breath in. And a big breath out. Good. Let's bring the knees down. So you can do whatever back bend you want to do. We're going to do camel, but you have a lot of options. You could do wheel. You could do something like bridge. You can even go into the belly and do some floor bend, back bending. Camel is always just right to the point. So hips width distance. If you have a block or you have something you can put in between your knees, hug it. Can always give you a little bit more stability. Placing the hands in the low back. I'll go to the side view since you're doing the front view. You're going to hug the elbows just enough in to where you feel like you're spread open. Chest up, throat open, begin. Once you start to go back, you can grab the feet if you want. Thumbs out, fingers in, chest up. And just let the head go if you can. Full breathing along the front line. Last breath. Slowly lift all the way up. Let's take a seat after that one. If you want to sit higher up, you can put a block or something between the knees. Sitting on your knees hurts or it just doesn't feel right. Sit on your butt. Take the hands to the thighs. You can do palms up. This also gets your chest to stay a little bit more spread. Chin to throat. And just settle into it. I know we've been a little quieter in the last bit of this sequencing, so you may have noticed that your own thought process has started to roll in. Maybe some of that stuff that the poses have helped you kind of distract from comes back. See if you can really work on finding your anchors, right? What can you stick with? What sensations are there? What can you evoke in yourself that's powerful and yours? Exhale everything out. Take your biggest breath yet. Inhale. And exhale, empty. Take a moment to move the head, to shrug the shoulders, to take the hands maybe together, crack the knuckles, push through the chest, just whatever feels good. Kind of bringing yourself back to that outer space a bit. We're about to drop it down and do some finalizing. So let's go back to how we started. Let's lay on the back, get there, how you get there. We're gonna face head this way, feet that way. Bring your knees into your chest. This would be a great time, again, tune us out, do your own thing, legs up the wall. If you're a headstander and you like to headstand practice, do that. Hugging your knees into your chest, you can grab it over. You could do plow right here, right? So the options, there's tons. You can even, if you're at your house, Gavin, will you show putting your butt up against the chair, just your legs rested on that? I don't even know if they can really see it, but so, yeah. If you have like a chair or something, for those of you on Instagram, you can't really see it, but if you have a couch, put your butt up flush against it, and then let your legs just go over the top of it with your hands, maybe interlocked on your belly, and just folded, chest open. And that's a great way to sit for a few moments. We're gonna end class here. We're not even gonna pull you out of it. If you have a timer and you wanna sit with a meditation and go for like 10 minutes, maybe 30 more minutes if you're really into it, do that. Before I end us all on our feed, let's just take a big collective breath, an internet collective breath. So we're gonna exhale, empty, empty, empty. Take an inhale, fill it up all the way. Let's try to hold it in, grasp it, contain it, and then release it. Thank you so much for joining us in our living room. We're gonna keep doing these, so stay tuned. And I hope that your meditation